Yugi, oh my gosh, it's just so freaking loud when I talk in here, like comically loud. Anyways, I started a new I'm starting this recording at 4:26 p.m. So if you just do not get to it, that is my bad. I'm recording it in the same little room thing, like the clear little like room thing, right here. And it's just like so echoey. Like I just feel like everyone in this entire floor can hear what I'm saying, but because I usually do it like when Kai is taking a shower, is when I record, and so like I'm like all by myself and it's okay. But since Kaya was in the room, since I'm doing it late, I was just gonna come in here, so kind of awkward. But I just felt like I would rather like random people hear my conversation, snippets of it, than Kaya. So anyways, so that's what we're doing. But so, okay, your first note was that you always start the same way in Yu-Gi-Oh! But, and I think I also always start with an Yu-Gi-Oh! If I'm like an Yu-Gi. So yeah, you and I both. Okay, and then for the New York trip, it's still like possible to go to where like you're turning 21 on Wednesday on your birthday. But I also thought it would make sense if we went before or after, and you could actually celebrate the same day with your family. Like I was thinking about that too. But it's still like there's still a chance. But we'll just have to wait and find out until I can kind of see my schedule next year, I guess. But I feel like even if like I have like a super packed schedule, I'm like, will it really be that big of a deal? Like, to be honest. But anyways, also I was like, it would be lame if you went with your sister and like I came like later or earlier. Like I just did think that would be lame. Anyways, okay, and then you were talking about how there's gonna be a temple in Busan, and I was like, that like is freaking cool. Like I won't even lie, like I also thought that was cool. And oh, also that's like JK and Jimin's like hometown, like, you know, so I was like, that just like is cool. Oh, and then you're like, you should send me your address because so I can still send you letters. And to be honest, like I don't really be knowing my address or how to get mail, so like you should just like, if you're gonna send me something, you should just still send it to like my old address, since I go and visit like every now and then, to be honest. Oh, and then you said like you were talking about the room tour, which I still haven't done, but you're talking about the room tour, and whenever you wrote it down on the notes, you wrote like RM tour, and you're like, I would love an RM tour, and I was like, that just also sounds nice to me. Like I would also love an RM tour. Oh, and then you were like saying how you think of me as the same as when you left, and because I said that about you, and like I'm like, you should think of me the same. Like I feel like I am the same, but I guess I also feel like I'm not. I guess also like what I really know, like it's not like obviously it happened over like a year, so like maybe I am just vastly different, but I feel like I'm the same. I feel like I'm the same except for like a few things, so I guess I'm like not. Anyways, that's like funny, but like, you know what I mean? I don't know, but I'm like, I feel like I'm largely the same. Anyways, also because we were talking about like if I don't have the same capacity to like hang out and things like that, and if like I'm just getting tired or whatever, but I'm also like, why wouldn't I though? Like why wouldn't I have the same capacity to hang out? I don't know, but I'm also like, I don't know, I'm like, I feel like it'll be fine. I feel like it'll just be the exact same. Anyways, oh, and then you were like, this is so embarrassing, I hope just everyone can hear me right now. But then you were like, you're convincing me back into believing I'm gonna marry Jungkook, and I was like, this is why earlier when I was like, I'm gonna need to tone it down for your sake, and then you're like, or we should turn it up, you know, like, but this is why I first said how I should calm down. Anyways, it's funny because when I wrote that note, I put marry Jimin, but I was like, you were saying that, so you wouldn't have wrote Jimin, but like me writing Jimin is like funny. Anyways, and then you were talking about the time like I was hearing this girl talking about when she went to the concert and like made eye contact with Jim or whatever in the cafeteria, and then I wrote this quote down from you, and you were like, as if it was like me, you were saying this, you're like, this is just so embarrassing, like I just hope like, I hope like there's a speaker hit in here and it is like going to just everyone, like it is blasting to the whole town. But you were like, keep my man off your mouth, what are you gonna do when he's hanging off my mouth, was like your quote for me and about that, and it was just funny. It just was funny. Anyways, I wish I like actually was going to marry him and like knew, because then I'm like, I feel like I would go about my life so differently if I knew, you know, one day. Anyways, and then you were like talking about that one concert. It's funny because I don't even remember why you were talking about it or what you said about it, but you said like the Mott's concert and you're like Mott's 1, and it's definitely Mott's 7 because like Map of the Soul 7, you know, like 7 members. It was just like funny to me. Anyways, oh, and then I wrote down another quote that you said because it was just so funny. But you were like, I would have disciplined him so many times, so many angry makeup sessions. That's all I'm gonna say. And I thought that was really funny. And then, oh, and then you were talking about like you need to get a Christmas gift, and I'm like, you should only spend like $1 singular for my Christmas gift. Like you should not spend a lot of money. Also, you're saying how it's like our 3rd anniversary, and it's definitely not. It's definitely our 2nd. But it's like our 3rd Christmas together, because if you count the day we were first dating, that was like the first one, but not like a year anniversary, you know? So it's like, you know what I mean? So it's like technically like it'll be the 3rd time, but only the 2nd year. Like, you know what I mean? Anyways, oh, and then you were talking about how your favorite color is purple, and well, firstly, it made sense. That would have been like a second guess, and I feel like you might have told me the Barney story like one time. I'm not sure though, but I will remember that. I will just never ever forget that. Also, like you telling that story, like it was like so cute. Like I was like, that was like a really cute story, like for why it's your favorite color. Like I love knowing these things about you. It's just like the thing about how you don't like, you know, I was thinking about this and I was like, not really forgetting what it was, like blackberry pie or something like that. Like you had like a ton of it and then you didn't like it anymore, and I like, when you told me that, I was like, I'm glad I know this about you, but like I don't remember like what kind of pie it was. So you should tell me again. Also, your favorite food being cereal. It's funny because like you were like, when you said this, my mouth dropped, and then as soon as you said that, I knew like what it was. Like I was like, oh, because then you said it, and then you're like, now that I say it, you're probably like, oh duh, but like I definitely knew like before you said it. Like once you were like, I was shocked that you didn't know, and then I was like, oh, like literally duh. But also funny thing is, when I was recording that, and I think I mentioned like I was like, I don't know what Emily's favorite color or season is either, and then like I thought about it like maybe 30 minutes later, and I was like, Emily's favorite color is definitely like pink, like duh, like we like both of our favorite colors are pink, like we talk about that all the time. So it was not just you that like I was like, I don't even know this like basic thing about you that's like super obvious. So yeah. And then I wrote down another quote, and this is just so embarrassing, like I just like hope everyone can hear me right now, but I wrote down another quote, and it was like, you said, and Jimin, I hope that y'all kiss someday. And I like felt that, like I was like, me too. Anyways, so that's all of my notes for the recordings for your recordings. It's almost Jimin's birthday. It's coming up in a few days, so that is exciting. Let's see. Okay, so this week, the last week, I don't really remember what happened like Monday through Friday. I feel like I was doing like nothing. Like I feel like I didn't really have that much work, and I was just kind of like chilling, doing my thing. And then I guess on Wednesday I was packing, and then Friday, so basically this weekend I was back in Friday hanging out with Emily, and so she drove from College Station to Austin to pick me up, and she got here at like 2ish, and I have like this school like where we have like these cards. It's called like Bevo Bucks, but it's just so embarrassing to say Bevo Bucks. Like every time I say it, I'm like, this is so embarrassing. Like I remember one time I was asking my mom, I think, something about it, and I was like calling her while walking in public, and I was like asking her a question, like if a certain place took Bevo Bucks or something, and like my voice got like hushed when I said it because I was in public, and I was like, it's just so embarrassing. But I don't know why I went on that whole rant, but basically it's like because like our mascot is Bevo, that's why it's called that. But basically it's like there's a few places where like, because we have like money on these like cards, I guess, and there's a few places we can use to spend them. Like my mom put like money for like for food. Like there's a Wendy's in my dorm, like on the bottom floor, and so they take Bevo Bucks, so I can just scan my like UTEID or my school ID, and it's like not free, but like I just scan it and pay with that. So anyways, so Wendy's takes it, so I was gonna pay for Emily's lunch since I just like have like $200 or something on there. And she didn't want to pay for parking since she was only going to be there for like a minute and then like leave. And so I was having to like carry all of my stuff, so I had like a huge duffel bag. Oh, because that weekend we were going to take like Halloween pictures, and we planned like a bunch of different outfits, and we planned like funny outfits. Like one of them was like we were gonna be like the rainbow. So like I was gonna dress in all red, she's gonna dress in all orange, I was gonna be all yellow, she's gonna be all green, like etc. And then we were gonna like pose like a cat, you know, like on all fours. And then I was gonna edit it so like to stretch us, you know, so like, and then like I would like stack each picture like on top of each other, you know, so that it was like 7 of us, and like stretch it so it looked like a rainbow. And then I was gonna be a leprechaun too, and like put myself in the same picture, you know, and like edit it. And it was like, isn't that funny? Like it was gonna be so funny. And then we also had a costume where I was gonna be a leopard and she was gonna be a zebra. And there was also I was gonna be a child and she was gonna be a pregnant woman. And then there was also like I was gonna be a Pokemon trainer and she was gonna be Pikachu. Anyways, we had all these ideas and we were gonna have like a bunch of photo shoots, and like it was just gonna be like somewhere like the main one was the My Melody and Kurami, which I sent some of you. Like that was like the main costume thing, but then we were doing the other ones mainly just to be funny and things like that. So anyways, so I had like a bunch of clothing. So I had like a huge duffel bag on like one arm, and then like another bag on another arm, and then I guess that was it. But then when I went to Wendy's, like my shoulders and things like really hurt, and I was ordering everything, and then she gave me, because they had strawberry Frosties, so we wanted to try them, but like ironically when I went, like they didn't have the strawberry Frosties anymore, and I had it one time when I went with Kaya to Wendy's, and so I was like glad I had tried it at least once, or else I would have been just very sad. But anyways, so she had a drink, and then I had 2 Frosties, and then the bag of stuff. So like one arm I had a bag, one arm I had like on my arm, not like in my hand. I had 2 bags on my arms that were really heavy, and then I had like 3 cups like holding them against me on my arms, and then in both my hand I had like another Frosty. Wait, 3? Yeah, oh yeah, because I was holding a cup of mine too, like just a reusable cup that I had. So I was holding that and a Frosty and a cup, and then I was holding in one hand a Frosty and like the bag of food. Now I was like, and my body was already hurting from carrying that all, and I was gonna have to like walk outside and like find where her car was like parked in like a temporary loading zone, kind of like some distance away from where I was. But then a worker lady saw me struggling and she gave me like a little cup holder, so I put some of the things in there. Anyways, And so then I was walking out, but then I was like miserable. Like it was I was just dying. Like there was just so much stuff. It was so heavy. So she drove out to meet me, luckily. And so then we went to a thrift store in Austin, but it was just like way too expensive. And so we were like, never mind. And then we started heading back home. And for some reason, like all of that took like a while, like the thrift store. And then because we also had to like walk to like a gas station so she could go to the bathroom. Anyways, and so we ended up leaving like almost an hour and a half later than we had meant to, like then when I had like first gotten into her car. And there was gonna be a game the next day in the morning in Dallas or something. And it was basically like my school versus an Oklahoma school, and apparently it was like the biggest game ever, so I guess like everyone was going there. So basically the traffic was really bad, and it was supposed to be only like a 3-hour drive, but then it ended up being like a 4.5-hour drive. And so yeah, also I was supposed to read my fanfic, and I just like didn't because we were driving and it was kind of like loud in the car, and I didn't really feel like yelling, and then my throat would hurt, so then I just never read it. So it's like funny, like she just has not read it ever. But yeah, and so then we were just driving the whole time for a very long time, and then we got there and we met with her family at McDonald's, and then straight from McDonald's we went to see Lyle the crocodile, which I sent you some pictures of us when we went to see it because Sean played like the crocodile. And I need to sneeze, like really badly, like I need to sneeze, but anyways. And so yeah, also we kept getting like ads on Instagram for the movie, and then we would comment like funny stuff, like because people, like all the comments were like, this is cringy, like oh man, like not this movie, like or whatever. And we would comment like, I love Sean, and like all these things. And one of them, like Emily replied to like a bunch of people's like negative things they had to say, and said like funny things. Like it was like so funny. I should go through and like send you a screenshot of like all the comments that we made. But anyways, so we were really excited to go see the movie, and yeah, and then we did, and we sat in like the very front row. Like it was like funny, and then it was also funny because we were seeing it like a late showing, and so we were hoping that, well, originally we were gonna go at the 7 showing, but we didn't even get there in time anyway. Because of the traffic, so like we wouldn't have made it anyway. So luckily we didn't buy the tickets like ahead of time. But I also said that like maybe going to the later showing would mean there's less kids, because like we both hate kids, which there were only like 2 or 3 other groups in there, so it was like pretty empty. And then we were like in the front row, so there was nobody near us. And yeah, and it was like really good. Like I wouldn't even lie, like wow, this movie is so good. Like best movie I've seen in my whole life. It's funny because we saw it like the day it premiered, and so it's just like funny, like we saw it on the premiere day. Also, if I end up sending you the screenshots of our comments, like we both said like no, we commented about how the movie was good, and at one point she commented about how she had seen it a bunch of times already. It wasn't even out when we were making those comments, so just for that little added piece of information. But anyway, so we saw the movie, and then we took some more pictures, and then we went home, and it was like 1 or something, because the movie ended at like 12:30, and then we took pictures, and then by the time we got home it was like 1. And then I think I took a bath that night because I like haven't taken a bath in months because I've been here. So I took a bath, and I was on my phone for a little bit, and then it was like 2:30 when I went to sleep, and we were going garage sailing the next day. That's like the whole reason we came, by the way, to Forney this weekend, was like for the garage sales. But sorry, I just got a notification. But yeah, and so we woke up. I woke up at 6:20 because we were supposed to like meet at 7. And so yeah, like me getting like less than 4 hours of sleep after that. And then we went garage sailing we were like sailing it up from like 7 to like 12 or 1 or 2 or something like that. Like we were like out. And then we got back to her house and we did a haul for her parents. And then we went and tried everything on. And then it's funny because like there was one garage sale that had like a lot of really good finds. And she just like kept like, because whenever I go sailing with her, like usually if I find something I like, or if I find 2 things I'll like offer one of them to her because I don't want to be unfair. But she just like kept finding things and like not offering them. And so like the way she got like a lot of things that like I would have just died for in one sale. And then there's like other sales that like multiple other sales that she found things first, and so she just took it, you know. So she just like did get like a lot of stuff that I would have just died for. So that was like kind of funny. Yeah, and then one thing like she apparently like hid from me too when she found it, because when we were doing the haul, like she was like, haha, like I like didn't show you this when I found it. The one where she already got like a billion other good things, and I was like, that's like so fake. Because it was a black pleated skirt with like a belt on it, like it was kind of like edgy, and I was like literally telling her like the day before how I was wanting a black pleated skirt. Also like the stuff she found, a lot of it was like things that are like my style, like things like I would wear. Like I remember she like showed me the pieces, and even her mom was like, that looks like a Bella skirt, and I was like, I know, I just know. Anyways, but then I was like, just because it's like I don't have anything like this doesn't mean like I can't wear it, like just because I don't have any pieces like this. And I was like, nobody's saying you can't dress how you want. Anyways, basically that was a little fake, but she did give me one skirt because when she tried it on she didn't like it, so hoo. Anyways, I'm wearing this outfit today, and I'll probably send you a picture, or like maybe I already sent it to you, but everything I'm wearing besides the accessories, like the hat, the shirt, the skirt, yeah, like I guess that's it. Like those are the 3 pieces of the outfit. I thrifted all of that. Anyways, I mean at the garage sale. And so then after the garage sale and after we showed everything, I'm trying to think. We went to go eat because we just wanted to go out to eat, and so I asked my mom if actually I was like wondering if my mom wanted to eat with me, but then she was like, no, but I can give you money like for you 2 to eat. And I was like, well, I wanted you there. And then she's like, oh, that's nice. And then she was like, but like we just decided me and Emily would go anyway because the times didn't really work out and my mom was gonna pay for it. So we went to Thai Square we shared sushi and Thai pho, or the pad see ew, which is funny because like I'm pretty sure we like got that same thing one time when we went together. But so we shared that, and we took it to go because we were scared they were closing soon. Their hours were weird. It was like from like something to like 4:30, or no, it was like an early time to 3, and then like 4:30 to close, and it was like 2:30 or something like that. And so it was like weird. But anyway, so we like ordered it to go because then it would be quicker and like so they could close and things like that, because we didn't want to be rude. But then like we were like, there were other people eating in there though, and we were like kind of regretted ordering it to go because it just made it like inconvenient. And yeah, but anyways, we ended up eating it in her car. And so whenever I opened the bag, there was that note that I sent you where the sushi chef was like giving his number. So that was just like funny. It was funny too because he didn't like specify like who it was for, you know. And so we were just kind of like, that's funny. And then fun fact, it was actually for her, which you know it's funny, like every single time, like guys prefer Emily over me, like every single time. Like it's almost comical because like our senior year, like random guys would go up to her and like ask her for her number or say that they thought she was cute, and that happened like multiple times, and it never happened to me. And like I don't know, like guys just like prefer her over me. So it's like funny because she texted him back basically to see like who he was talking about, and so she was like, hey, it's the girls from the sushi restaurant, and he was like, hey, like, and then saying something about like being friends, and then she just said, send a picture of your face. Like she was like so dry, it was like comical. And then he did, and I was like, funny. And then he was like, you should send a picture too. And then she didn't even reply, and she was like she asked like, or she was like, which girl did you like mean it for? And then he said like the one with the pink hair, because she just dyed the front of her hair pink, just the front. But he was like the one with the pink hair, but like both of you were beautiful or something like that. And then I think then that's when she sent in a picture of your face. And then he was like, you should too. And then she was like, how old are you? And then he was 25, which like she didn't even see the sushi chefs, but like I remember thinking like they were kind of looking in our direction. And I also kind of thought they were like a little bit old looking. So the fact that he was like 25, like bro, like you are old. But anyways, and so then she texted back and she was like, oh, like I'm 16. And then I don't remember what he said, but something like, oh, like, I don't even know, just like, oh. And then like she wasn't gonna say anything else because she figured that would be like enough to make him like not reply. But then later he said like, by the way, you never told me your name. And she's like, bro, like the way that like I already told you I'm 16, like why are you still messaging me? Anyways, that's like the end of that story. But we got sushi and we just ended up eating it in her car. And then after that we went thrifting. And then we were there, but we were like, it's funny because once we were there, we were like, we don't even want to be shopping right now. Like, we just like left so fast. Like, normally we like have a good time, but it was just from like garage selling and being exhausted. We were just like, this is not the vibe. So we left pretty soon after that. And then we went to Sweet Frog. And then we were gonna get a bunch of samples. So we would like get our fill and yogurt and then use one of my free cups and share it. And so I didn't recognize either of the workers, but I asked for samples and she gave me 3. And then I was like, because me and Emily were both gonna get some. And so I was like, would you mind if I got a few more? I'm sorry. And then she was like, yeah. And then she handed me like 6 or like 3 more. So it was like 6 total or something. And then she's like, is it your first time here? And I was like, no, I used to work here. And so it's so funny because like not only was I like, did I used to work here and I'm asking this worker for like a bunch of sample cups, so that's like already funny, but it's also the fact that like I asked for so many sample cups that she would assume that I like haven't been there before. Like it was just like, it just was really funny. But also they had like 4 new flavors and there was 2 of us to try them, so like it makes sense that I would want more. But anyways, but then we were there just like sampling yogurt for a long time. And me and Emily were gonna share a yogurt, but then she said that like she was just gonna keep getting samples and then she would like until she was like good, like filled up on yogurt. And I was like, okay. And so she like sampled like I think like all the flavors. And then I got a cup and it was actually like $6 and like something cents, but she gave it all to me for free anyway. Oh, and they have mochi there now. Like I don't think they didn't have marshmallows though. I guess they, no, actually they might have. I don't remember. But they have mochi there now, so that was like exciting. So then we ate that, and then we went back to her house, and then she has a king-size bed now, and so we both just took a nap. And it was like we like could not get up. Like we just physically like could not get up. And I remember at one point while we were garage sailing, I was like, I think it was like when we just got back from garage sailing, I was like, we should just not take pictures this weekend and you should just come over to Austin and like we stay there and take pictures there so we don't have to drive all the way to Forney, and then like you can go back and then we take the pictures like another weekend. And then she's like, okay. And I was like, really? And she's like, yeah. So then that was the plan, but then we realized there's only like 2 weekends before Halloween and it didn't really work out, so we were like, guess we're just not gonna like take these pics. But then after we took a nap and we woke up and I was like, we should like take the pictures. Like these pictures will last like a lifetime. Like we will have no other opportunity to have 2022 Halloween pics together. And so then we decided to do it anyway. So we got ready, and then by the time we were ready, it was like midnight or something. And so we were taking pictures till like 1 or 2 or something like that. And then I ended up going to sleep at like 3. So it was like another really late day, and then I got up at 11 because the way my weekend was like so packed. But I got up at 11 and was going to watch a show with Andrew because we're watching an anime together. So I did that, and then, but we only watched like 3 episodes. And then right after that, I had to get ready and pack my things. And then, and it was like kind of hard too because I had like the billions of clothing I brought for the photo shoot that we didn't even like do all the way. And then also all the clothes I got at the garage sale. But I packed all my things, and then me and my mom left to go to a gym and cup sleeve event. Oh, and I bought like they had for sale like a concert DVD thing for the Love Yourself London tour, which is like the Wembley, like Wembley at Wembley Stadium, you know? So we should watch that together. And it was only $30 because I guess I was missing like a bookmark or something like that, but I still feel like it's a good deal because I was like, when I looked it up, like I saw some selling for like $100, $200, you know? So I felt like it was a really good deal, even though I was missing the bookmark, and also there's kind of like scratches on the cover. But it's also like not like a super pretty color anyway, so I felt like I could kind of like not display it fully, like just like on its side or something like that. So anyways, so we should watch that when you get back. The way I have like 3 concert DVDs like to watch with you when you get back, so that's exciting. Anyway, so we went to that, and then straight from there we went to the mall because I was like the Grapevine Mill Mall, because they have like a backpack with Kurami, like a Kurami backpack that I wanted because I've seen it like a bunch of times and I've just like wanted it for a long time, so I was planning on buying it, but then turns out they didn't even have it, and I asked the vendor and she said they wouldn't be selling it until like Thanksgiving, Christmas time, and I was like, that blows. And so we left there, and also there was the Rainforest Cafe there, and I kind of wanted to eat there, but after we like looked, because she told us that like they didn't have it anywhere, but we decided to go walk around and check anyway. So we walked around the whole mall, and then by the time that was done, we would no longer have time to eat at the Rainforest Cafe, even though if like we had sat down immediately, we might have had time. Anyway, so that was like a waste of time, but then straight from there, we went to where my bus was going to be, because I had to ride a bus back to Austin, which I was like scared to ride it back because I was like, it was like a 14-minute walk away from my dorm, like in Austin. And so like once I got there, and so I was kind of scared I was like gonna die or something, so I dressed like a hobo, like because I wore like a cute outfit to the gym and cup sleeve event and things like that, but I brought a change of clothing so I could wear, like I wore the like pea sweatpants and like a gray flannel, so I changed into that while we were like at the place where the bus stop was, because there's also like a Fuel City, I don't know if you know where that is, but me and my mom got tacos there, and that's what we had instead. And then I rode on the bus, and then I got there, but luckily like pretty much the whole bus was like UT Austin students like going back to school. And so I sat with this girl who had a laptop open, because I was like purposely like going to sit by a girl and ask them if like they were gonna be walking to campus. So because I was like, I might just have to take an Uber so I'm not like walking in the dark like by myself, you know, like with a bunch of bags, like easily like could be kidnapped. And so I was gonna ask if she was also gonna walk back to campus, and she said yes. And so I was like, cool. And so we were gonna walk back together, and yeah, and then she was also on her computer, so I didn't like chat it up after that, which I was glad, because I just listened to music and went through the pictures me and Emily took, and then also listened to your recordings, which is funny because I never even like ever replied, so that's like funny until now. But yeah, and then I got back, and that's been my day. I think this week is going to be a little busier than last week, but I mean not the weekend, like just the actual days, because I have some like homework and things like that. But that is all. I don't really have any plans for Gemma's birthday, so anyways, that's all. So I'm probably gonna end this recording and go back to, I need to sneeze again, but I'm probably gonna end this recording. So sorry if you just will not get to this until next week, that is my bad. But anyways, I love you and you. I hope you have a good week and a good day. And code word JBC, and okay, and Taehyung, because he's like buff these days, to be honest. I don't know if you even like heard what I said. I hope you like haven't been able to hear me like this entire recording. But anyways, and Hail Kim Namjoon.